Right, how are we going to start this?
Just like that. Hello.
Perfect.
Episode 6 of Shouting Over Static, a video game show and tell project. I nailed it.
Nice.
I probably
Well done,
I probably shouldn't highlight that I nailed it though. That's not very. that's not on. I am your host, Mark. I am here with Dylan,
Hello!
Jack,
Hello, what's going on?
and Tom.
Hey.
Hello, gentlemen. How's everyone doing today?
Not too bad.
Yeah, I'm
mate.
alright.
What about yourself?
I'm doing okay. It's good to know. I'm glad to hear everyone's doing okay. So, the point of this boondoggle, this absolute waste of time, is so we take it in turns to bring a game to the virtual table, the discussion table, and then we discuss it for, I don't know, about an hour, see what happens, see where the conversation goes.
Sick one.
Seems reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Everyone agree? No one want to change anything about that?
I mean, if we change the format in episode 6 for no reason, it would be super weird.
I get really confusing. Yeah, we're actually just going to make it a food review show.
I had a nice sandwich.
One person cooks and everyone else just imagines. Like,
That's really weird. A food audio description show.
I love it. Let's get right on it. 2 podcasts a week.
Yo, this shit is delicious.
That's a good name.
Yo, this shit is delicious. Right, before we go too far off topic immediately, Jack, it's your turn.
Yes, it is.
What's up, G?
So, the game that I chose for this week's podcast episode is Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Brilliant.
Now, for those people who have been living under a stone their entire life and don't know what Assassin's Creed is the series of games produced by Ubisoft where you follow essentially like historic assassins and Templars and you go around killing people back in ancient times in Florence, in Rome, and all of these different sort of ages. You had one in London as well. But yeah, Black Flag is based in the Caribbean, the islands across the Caribbean, and you assume the role of, what's his name, Edward Kenway. And essentially you are a pirate, a rebel pirate, and you're going around and you sail across the seas and you kill people. You have awesome pirate ship battles, which I think is probably the standout point of the game. And
Yes,
yeah, I feel like
agreed.
we're all big fans of it. We've all played it. It came out on Games for Gold a couple of years back and it was free. So it was absolutely amazing what a steal that was. I remember spending an entire summer just playing it and just, riding around the oceans and killing other pirates and killing the British, killing the Spanish and whatever. And it was quite honestly probably one of my favourite games, if not the best game in the Assassin's Creed series so far.
Oh, it's so good. I don't think Tom's played it.
I haven't played it. I've got Freedom Cry, which is now like a standalone. It was an expansion and now it's a standalone, but I haven't played it yet.
That's where you play as the ship's first mate, isn't it? What's his name? He's got some sweet African name because he's cool.
Oh, Adewale.
Yes, that's it. That is a sweet African name. Yeah, no, I agree with everything you've said, Jack. It's really good.
So
It got me. That was a summer of drinking heavily, both virtually and really.
Yeah, drinking a lot of rum in the virtual space.
So why is it better than the other Assassin's Creed games?
Because you're a sick pirate.
But weren't there like pirate sections of Assassin's Creed 3?
Yeah, it takes, well, because the bits in Assassin's Creed 3 was not piracy, it was ship combat.
Right.
Yeah.
And so what they did was going, okay, well, all that ship combat stuff is pretty interesting. What if we make it slightly more evolved and then add in a bunch of piracy mechanics?
Like jumping on their ship and
Fucking them up. And like you can upgrade your ship, the Jackdaw. Good name for a pirate ship.
It's Captain Jackdaw. Oh, no, wait.
And you just go around murdering people. I appreciate it because it had the most surprisingly affecting story of. I was so surprised by the story in Assassin's Creed 4.
it was it actually sort of went away from what you'd expect from Assassin's Creed, didn't it? I mean, like I don't think I've been afraid to say that I like the games on this. I don't know if I've said it on the podcast, but I've definitely said it on the radio thing. That I think Assassin's Creed is pretty great. It was one of those yearly games, and it's got a bit of a reputation just for being that kind of thing. But I don't think really they've ever put out anything completely trash, and most of the time it's quite enjoyable. Like 3 was apparently super broken when it came out, and they always have their bugs. But
I think people also 3. My understanding is 3 also opens with like an hour with you playing as a really, really cool dude, and then they make you spend the next 15 hours playing as his son, who's just a whingy twat.
Yeah.
As my understanding is that's the biggest problem with 3.
Yeah. I remember it takes a while to get into 3. I never played it all, but I played the beginning, and it's just like, I can't be bothered. This is taking forever. Whereas 4 sort of drops you into it. You start with like chasing down a assassin, and then, spoilers, you be the assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so the plot of 4 is you're just like a ship's hand on a boat that's in a big fight in a storm, and there's loads of sick like lightning and stuff, and then your boats crash, and you wake up on an island with some dude who's wearing some like poncy robes, and so you chase him down, beat him up, and you nick his sweet coat, and go and just pretend to be him, and get into all sorts of hijinks.
Because, why wouldn't you?
That's the most pirate thing I've ever heard.
It's fucking great, yeah. But then it, like, not only does it start off with you as this, like, incredibly reluctant... Because I think they've had roguish heroes in the Assassin's Creed story before. Like, Ezio is the very definition of a roguish hero. But Ezio also... He had skin in the game. He was trying to save his family... And then he wanted revenge, and he was doing all this stuff, and then he got involved in the assassins proper, and then he did it for honour and all this other stuff. Whereas Edward Kenway, he just wants to make money and get drunk.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which I respect that. I mean, I also just kind of want to make money and get drunk.
Especially if you can also fight shit while you're doing it.
Yeah! It's sweet. Rum my understanding is that rum is actually a commodity in that game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like what rum, wood, and cloth and stuff like that you can get from killing other boats, and then you can use that to like enhance. So rum is essentially something that you can just use to sell to get money to upgrade your ship, basically. And then they get like wood and cloth and stuff like that, which you can then use to upgrade your ship as well.
Yes,
turn your ship into a battering ram.
Yeah, pretty much. But like, I think that's the beauty of it. Is although there's a story to it. I remember just getting so sidetracked and just going out into the ocean and just killing everything.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And there's the 4 corners of the map, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like
the elite ship. Yeah, or that one corner that's got 2 ships in it.
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, and you have to fight both of them. It's ridiculous.
Although I loved that game. I played it all through, but I did find once I finished the actual campaign, it didn't really have anything to keep me in it. Because, you can go around killing people in your ship, and that's quite fun. But there's nothing to keep you playing just indefinitely, really.
It doesn't.
Post-game.
Yeah, once you've got beat the campaign and you've fully upgraded your ship, that's kind of it.
Which is reasonable. It's a single-player game. I mean, you can't really expect much more. But for a game that lets you keep playing afterwards, it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, I'll just stop now.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But you've got to expect that. That's what Assassin's Creed is, really. I don't think there's any point ever playing beyond it. It's just a matter of if you really want to 100% everything. And
collect all the feathers and flags.
Yeah, exactly.
I 100%ed it. I 100%ed Black Flag.
You're a better man than I.
It was really. I just loved it. I just loved bombing around on my ship. Yeah, I think I know what you mean though, because the story and it starts off as like you're this roguish hero and you get involved in it, and then without doing the big Assassin's Creed 2, like okay, now you're going to join the assassins and all this other stuff. It doesn't do that big turnaround, and like the bits where it tries to do that, it kind of flips the script on you. But by the end of it, it's told a competent enough story about pirates in like the Caribbean at that time, at like the age of the end of piracy, that was actually like there's a cutscene at the end where you end up seeing like the ghosts of all of your friends who have died just hanging out in this bar that you're sitting in, and they're all just sitting on their table having a drink, and they all sort of just like fade out as someone just sings like a nice song in the background, and then you sort of wander off and just sort of have this wry smile, and it's like, shit, man. It tells like a surprisingly good story, which I think is the reason I liked it so much. Is it actually manages to, at the end, like bring that it executes on like the emotional premise of that story in a way that works, and was just totally surprising. I loved it.
Yeah, definitely. It was. I think for a lot of people, it was the kind of. I don't know. It's the one game that even if you don't like Assassin's Creed, I know so many people who do, and it's like you said, it's just different enough, isn't it? It's still got those things in it, but it's got all the improvements from the previous game, and they've done something different enough as well that makes it just this unique sort of gem of the series. Whereas I think like Unity, I still really like, but Unity goes back to being the same as the ones before, and then suffers from other problems that I've spoken about before.
Yeah, and like Unity's a weird one as well, because Unity was the first one made exclusively for the current generation, and it like changed a bunch of the movement as well, didn't it? It started to move away from the whole like hold down right trigger and then push forward to sprint and stuff like that, didn't it?
Yeah.
So like Unity has its own weird teething problems to it, but yeah, just Black Flag is so fucking sweet.
Was Unity the one that directly followed? Well, not in a story sense, but it came out after Black Flag. Like, it was Assassin's Creed 5, essentially.
Essentially.
Right.
If numbering actually meant anything in that series.
Yeah.
If Assassin's Creed 3 wasn't the 5th Assassin's Creed game.
But it's like, they sort of... Because they gave up numbering, that's why it's Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, right? They wanted to move on to the...
Yeah, it works way better.
Because they've done it for Halo as well. Like Halo 5 is Halo 5 Guardians, because I think they're planning on doing the same thing. They're moving on to just having the name rather than the number.
It's just Halo, another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. So like Unity is, I guess they were numbering it after which character you're on, because it was Altair and then Ezio was 2 Generations. And then each time they change the character, you get a new one, I guess. But
yeah, for sure. I think that's probably not unreasonable, because and Brotherhood and Revelations were a continuation of Ezio's story, so it does make sense. But I think, and also Black Flag definitely benefits from not being bogged down by Desmond and his bullshit.
God, yeah.
Is there any anima stuff in 4 at all?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
It's way lighter. It's not as full on as just Desmond whinging for like
it's a lot
4 hours a game.
Don't you play as like an Abstergo employee?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But it's not like the Abstergo is it? Because it's now like the video game development wing of Abstergo that use the Animus to make sick video games about pirates.
Yeah, they use consoles in people's homes kind of as like mini Animus. Not even mini. I think the idea is that they search through the memories of people they've captured or whatever, like genetic memories, by making everybody play these games. Which is like, it's such a cool idea. They really sort of build the modern world in 4. They start to.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Before it's like the Desmond stuff is just fuck off.
I mean, it started to get
so fucking bad.
It started to get good until Revelations. Like, it was sort of ramping up. It could have
been really interesting, but the story I thought they were telling in the Desmond stuff, I thought could have gone somewhere really cool.
Yeah.
But they made you play it, and it's just like, I don't want to do this because it's so slow and boring. Like, just give me the information and then let me run around as an assassin rather than an incredibly limited modern day assassin.
It's such a shame that they built up a lot of the Desmond stuff in like 2, where he's starting to learn, like, gain some assassin's powers, and like start to get these memories come back to him so he can do sick assassin jumping and stuff. And then one of the developers must have just gone, guys, we can't actually make a game where Desmond is an assassin because cars and guns will ruin this entire fucking franchise.
They actually talk about it in, I think, Unity. So, all four. One of the ones where you're walking around the office. If you go through the emails of all these people, one of the emails is like, "Oh yeah, we were gonna make this game." Like they're clearly referencing Assassin's Creed essentially, and they're like, "But we just didn't know how to deal with the cars issue," or something like that. And it's like they clearly understood that a modern version of it's just not actually going to work out. I think that's where they were going. But
it's such a shame also because it then meant that a lot of the Desmond stuff didn't really pay off in a way that was even slightly satisfying.
Yeah, I mean, the end of Assassin's Creed 2, where you unlock the whatever in the like temple in Rome or whatever it is, and
you fucking murder the Pope, you mean?
No, you don't.
You mean the end of Assassin's Creed 2 where you kill the Pope?
You don't kill the Pope in Assassin's Creed 2.
Do you not kill Borgia?
You beat him up, because he comes back in Brotherhood, and you fight his son, and then his son does a murder on his dad.
Oh, mate.
But yeah, at the end of 2, where you like unlock the hologram of Jupiter or whatever it is, and then she's talking to Desmond, and Ezio's super confused. That was a great ending.
Imagine discovering that your entire purpose to exist is so an alien can speak to some dickhead in the future, some waste of a bartender in the future.
He does have a sick hoodie, though.
I remember playing that ending and just being like, "This is fucking insane! What's happening? Oh my god!" And also being incredibly terrified of 2012 because that was that whole plotline, wasn't it?
Yeah.
2012 is going to be the end of the world. Stop the Mayans or whatever.
Yeah, that turned out to be a really, 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 really dated sort of thing.
Or Desmond did actually save the day IRL and the CIA kept it under wraps.
Maybe.
Like, think with your head, Tom, not with your computer.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Oh man, I think because I never played Brotherhood or Revelations, so I think in my head I'd made it my own headcanon that you just fucking turn up in the Vatican and murder the Pope, because I thought that was a way better ending to that game.
Yeah. Brotherhood actually, because I've only played 1, 2, Brotherhood and Revelations. Brotherhood is actually probably my favourite.
I regularly see Brotherhood at the top of like lists of Assassin's Creed games.
Because like 2 added like way better mechanics. You didn't have to ride a horse for 20 minutes through the Holy Land to get to the next bit of the story. And then Brotherhood just sort of ramps it up again. And then I thought Revelations didn't add much of value.
Revelations added the fucking tower defense.
Oh, that was Revelations. That was boring.
Yeah, like, you didn't have to do it that much, but you had to do it a few times.
Yeah. And Revelations added the, like, hook blade, so you could slide along, like, clotheslines. That was
actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But, like...
But yeah, it didn't add enough, whereas, like, Brotherhood added actually a fair bit to the mechanics.
Yeah.
Not tons, but it added, it polished it off, and then Revelations added a tiny bit. But not enough to make it any significant upgrade to Brotherhood. So I think that's why Brotherhood is seen as the better one, because
it was the biggest step.
Like, oh shit, this is actually something new.
Yeah, and I wasn't much of a fan of the Constantinople setting either.
Yeah.
I just remember loving that bit in Assassin's Creed 2 where they're like, "What if you had 2 hidden blades?" Like, yeah, okay, let's do this.
Fighting with 2 hidden blades was so good. I loved that. Because you felt way more impressive than using a sword to block people. Because it was harder to use the hidden blades, right? You had to time it a bit better.
Yeah.
That always felt fun. I enjoyed doing that.
Oh, the hidden blades are so sweet. I like that one finishing move you could do where you like jumped on the dude's chest and then you used both hidden blades and just put them in his face over and over and over again.
Gross.
That was good murder. It was good murder. Yeah, mate, it was well violent.
I still haven't played Origins. I kind of want to know how because they've changed the fighting in that, haven't they? It's a little bit more real time.
Yeah,
apparently it's got like a Dark Souls-y kind of thing to it. I keep hearing people throwing around like light heavy attack on the triggers style descriptions is the word I was thinking of.
There was always light heavy attack before, right? There was always you could do like sort of quick attacks and then one stronger attack to get shielded.
Wasn't it? I thought it was. You had like your square to hit, and then you had like your counter, and then like your dodge. and then you had your other weapon you could pull out for like fun. I
Yeah,
thought it was more Batman-y.
I think maybe if you held it down, you could do a stronger hit or something. I could have sworn I might be wrong, but I
Quite
could have sworn
possibly.
there was some kind of stronger.
But it was never as specific as if you do the right bumper, you do a light attack, and if you do the right trigger, you do a heavy attack, like proper Dark Souls style.
No, not at all. It was still just like, here's an attack kind of thing.
I don't know. I think it would certainly be interesting to see what it's all about. I've heard it's not terrible, but I'm also not under any sort of particular like burning need to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I've seen bits of my brother playing it because he got it when it came out, and it looks like an okay game. I haven't really been able to sit down and just watch him play it. But yeah, I mean, it was never in my going back to what Dylan said. Assassin's Creed is going to be one of those games where even if you don't play it, you know that it's going to be an okay game. They're not going to put out a load of rubbish.
Mm.
Yeah, I think they've proven that they're fairly reliable, I guess.
Yeah, but I do think there are also tiers to it, isn't there? Because it's like, is this a good Assassin's Creed game, or is this just an Assassin's Creed game?
But then is
definitely.
Black Flag a good game because it's a good Assassin's Creed game, or because the pirate mechanics, which aren't really Assassin's Creed, just make it sick?
I don't know. It's an Assassin's Creed game, and it's good.
Yeah,
you could probably make an argument that it's an Assassin's Creed game. No, I know what you mean, Tom.
Yeah.
But the pirate mechanics that make it like really cool, like the whole boarding the ships, they're just utilizing the whole Assassin's Creed thing, but
on a boat
between two ships.
Oh, right, okay.
Basically.
So it's like you can jump from mast to mast and then attack them, and it's cool as shit. Like that's the bit I love from that.
Yeah, I think, and like I know, I get what you mean. But also, Assassin's Creed, once it got to 3, and then they were like, okay, we're not going to make this set in ancient cities, and we're going to totally change up what this means. Assassin's Creed stopped meaning a lot of things, because like 3, you spend a lot of time in 3 just hanging out in the woods and like Boston in the late 19th century, which isn't really, or like the late 18th century, whatever the hell it is, which isn't really the most built up place, and like there's not the same like density of free running and like sneaking around in churches and stuff. So I think saying it's an Assassin's Creed game, is they've diluted what that means so much at this point.
I think they
anyway
realised that though, because like Syndicate and Unity were both in pretty built up places. Like they went back to being in cities.
Yeah, this is true.
I don't know. Origins seems to not be very tall, but
apart from the pyramid,
which
is really tall.
But other than that, like I've not looked though, so I don't really know. But I think they've sort of realised that actually no, they need the buildings. That's the fun part.
But also because Black Flag was so popular and the pirate mechanics were popular, Ubisoft is it next year releasing Skull and Bones?
Yeah.
Which is basically, from what I understand it, Black Flag minus the Assassin's Creed.
If that gameplay trailer is anything to be believed, it is literally the ship combat from Black Flag in a different game.
Mm.
But it didn't seem to have the boarding mechanics, did it? At least from that video, it had you could board and then they'd fight.
Yeah, it was like a coin toss type thing, is what it seemed like, wasn't it?
Well, it was part of their big esports wankathon, wasn't it? Where they also lent really hard into For Honor as well.
Oh yeah.
And so I think it's not going to be, because like if they had just gone, we've taken Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag and we've taken all of the assassin shit out of it, but now you run around as a pirate collecting stuff and getting into hijinks and taking over forts and boarding ships and blowing stuff up. That'd be awesome. But my understanding is it's actually more like a For Honor style, like instanced multiplayer boat combat thing.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I don't think that sounds anywhere near as good.
Sea of Thieves is all we need.
Oh man, I don't know. Yeah. I feel like Sea of Thieves can just go the Destiny way. Where
it could do easily. It could easily go really bad.
Hey, I need another 2 people to play this with for it to be any good, and no one really plays this game, so I can't find anyone.
Can't get shit housed on rum in Destiny though. So
I can. My characters can't, but I can.
It's like, does it count if I just play Destiny and get shit housed on rum?
Same as Sea of Thieves. That should be their advertising campaign. Just someone playing Destiny while drinking.
Maybe that's our second podcast.
Wait a minute.
Playing Destiny and drinking rum.
Yeah. Or just play and get like
Shit, this is delicious.
this game 7 out of 10 with rum, 9 out of
9 out of 10 with rum.
10.
How does rum affect the gameplay? To be fair, I found that I'm usually significantly better at Titanfall when I'm off my phone,
Right.
which doesn't make any sense.
Have you gone back after sobering up and actually checked that you were any good?
No, I got really drunk and got my highest score on Titanfall. I got like 210.
Nice.
Yeah, 210 in Titanfall is fucking absurd.
That was Titanfall 1. That wasn't even Titanfall 2.
So that's like
You were
420 in Titanfall 2, right? Because it's twice as much.
Yeah,
Holy
basically.
That is
shit.
how sequels work. That's why one kill in Call of Duty World War II gives you 10,000 points.
Really?
No.
Oh. It's like, man, I'm going to be able to prestige so quickly.
Oh,
But yeah, I think
man.
one of the standout things about Assassin's Creed as well, and I know that, or Assassin's Creed 4 mainly, and I know that Mark, you're a massive fan as well, is the sea shanties. So,
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
you can quick travel across the ocean when you're getting from like one place to another. But why would you want to when all your pirate ship buddies start singing sea shanties?
Yeah, so Tom, you sail your boat around and you can get to like cruising speed, which takes all the HUD away and makes you go a bit faster and zooms the camera out a bit more. So you get like a really nice panoramic shot of the ocean as you're just fucking bombing it on your
Nice.
ship. And then all your crews will sing shanties, and you could like skip through the shanties, and then you can go and collect more shanties by chasing down musical notes in the world that actually like run away from you. You have to try and catch them. And so I'd spent a lot of that game just bombing around the ocean,
Chasing music.
singing. I was literally just singing along with my little dude.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome.
We did one of the radio shows was sea shanty themed, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
As our music.
yeah, it was. We just played loads of sea shanties because they're great.
They're just sick. They're just like good songs. It's incredible.
Yeah, mate. Yeah,
There's,
I've got a lot of love for Assassin's Creed 4.
Those sea shanties are in Skull and Bones as well. I remember we were watching the gameplay and like some of them were the same one.
Do you have to license sea shanties? Probably not, right?
They're probably public
Yeah,
domain right now.
Copyright, right?
I don't know.
Right?
Definitely have copyright. Yeah, you may be right there. Imagine that. Imagine being the dude who's trying to copyright Drunken Sailor. I'll have you know I was actually the first Drunken Sailor. Oh man, yeah, there was a bunch of good stuff to collect in that because it did the it fucking wholesale robbed the crafting stuff from Far Cry as well, didn't it? So you had
Yeah.
to go and like hunt ocelots to make more holsters so you could carry
Yeah,
4
yeah.
pistols.
Yeah.
4 pistols. Oh, I
And
suppose
you
they're
have to,
single action.
Kill people
aren't
so
they?
you could. Oh, my bad.
What was that?
Yeah,
Tom?
you have to like.
I guess if, like, pistols in pirate times, you fire it once and then put it away, and then have to have a new pistol.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So what you could do is fucking blow up a ship, pull up alongside it, then swing on your rope across onto their thing, land in the middle of a group of dudes, and then just mash triangle 4 times to make him just... He does like a full-on Matrix spin as he fires 4 pistols one after the other and kills 4 people. And then you just get your stabbings out. It's great. Oh man, it's such a fun game. I want to play
And, like,
Assassin's Creed now.
When you like boarded the ship as well, you had like it would be like, oh, kill 10 of the pirates or kill 10 of the English people that were on the ship. And then when you've done that, it would be like, oh yeah, so now you can either choose to let them go and like reduce your wanted level, or you could choose to kill them, take all their money and stuff like that. So like,
Or you could
obviously-
recruit them into your pirate posse, couldn't you? And send them on
Yeah.
the internet.
Yeah, so Tom, obviously, if you're a pirate, you're going around killing people over the seas and oceans.
Indeed.
people are going to suddenly notice and be like, wait a minute, these guys shouldn't be doing this.
That's against the law.
So like the British and the English, or the British and the Spanish would be like, wait a minute, we're going to send these like hunter ships to come and get you. And so if you started to let your captured pirate or your captured prisoners go free, then you could lower your wanted level in the sea.
Right.
And it would be like, you'd sometimes get hunted and then you just have to take down these hunter boats that would come after you, which I think was pretty cool.
That does sound pretty good. Every single like feature that you guys are telling me about in Black Flag, like shanties and 4 pistols and like vigilante ships. It just sounds awesome.
It's a cool
Murdering
game.
giant cats to get your sick holsters.
Yeah.
Using bushes as cover, that's fun.
There are a lot of bushes in that game.
Not as good as using a cardboard box as a disguise, though, is it?
No, not quite. Especially not a cardboard box with a naked lady on it. Man, that was a great mechanic to add in. Why don't we add in cardboard boxes with pictures on? Mate,
But for me.
Kojima's a fucking visionary.
Bushes with pictures on. Next step.
Oh, dude. I'm trying to think of some other cool stuff that happens in Black Flag, but it's just all of it. Just everything. It's great.
So your recommendation is just go and buy the game?
Yeah, my recommendation is play this shit out of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
See, that's the
It's
thing.
rad.
Is, like I say, I haven't played since Revelations. I could go and get Origins, but it's going to cost 50 quid minimum, which I'm not going to pay for a game. Or I could go and get Black
I
Flag,
respect that.
which by now probably costs like £10.
You could get it pretty cheap, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, it's a previous generation game, but I think there's a remaster for PS4 and Xbox One, isn't there?
It was cross-generational.
Oh, it was. Oh, sick.
It came out on both.
Ah,
But I know, and it also came out on the Wii U as well, weirdly enough.
nice. So yeah, like
Yeah, because
with especially it being a single player game, it's not like I'm buying an old multiplayer game and trying to find other players, and the only ones who are left are the ones who are really good at it. Like a single player game, I may as well just get the one that's 3-4 years old now and half the price. Like Origins does look
yeah,
cool.
it's well sweet.
Origins does look cool, but I'm not paying £50 for a game.
You can get it for £40, apparently.
Yeah, but
Fuck Sainsbury's, let me get my money.
Sponsor us. Wait, don't sponsor us. Sponsor me, don't sponsor us.
Now, let's all get different individual sponsorships from different supermarkets. I want to get sponsored by Morrison's.
I wanted
Sponsor us,
Morrison's.
It's a competition.
But make them fight.
Which supermarket has the best rum?
Ooh.
I don't know, but I'm going to have a lot of fun finding out.
Maybe, if we did do the rum gaming podcast, I know what it should be called.
What?
What do we do with a drunken gamer?
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm not going to drink your bilge. Mate, Shanty Banter.
Shanty Banter.
That's what we should call it. We should call it Shanty Banter.
It's like, yeah, it's this pirate-themed podcast, sort of. They played a pirate
Not really.
game once, and now they just
Themed
play...
in so much as we wear pirate hats and get drunk.
But it's audio only.
But we know we're wearing pirate hats,
Exactly.
and that's what's important.
Exactly.
You can imagine it.
Imagine us in hats, drunk. That's the disclaimer at the beginning of every episode. Imagine us in hats.
Don't forget to imagine us in hats. To enjoy this listening experience to its fullest extent, don't forget to imagine us in hats. It's a good move.
Yeah, I'm into it.
I can't see how it would fail.
Oh man, yeah. There's I'm trying to think of some more stuff about Assassin's Creed that was fun. That was. I mean, just Assassin's Creed in general. Like, I've played 2 and 4, and think they're both really, really good. And I've played about 6 hours of 1 after playing both of those, and thought it was so mind-numbingly boring that I had to stop.
Yeah,
But that's
The one thing I do like about 1 is that the assassinations were, like, they were big milestones in the story. There were like 8 or 9 of them. And like, it was a big moment when you did one and you really tried to plan to get it right and like to know the area and know the routes that people walk and the best place to take out this guy, and maybe I can climb up that roof and drop down from there and sneak behind the big bad dude. And I felt like 2, Brotherhood and Revelations, had a lot less of that. Like, assassinations were so common, it basically became just kill this guy in any way. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like,
And they tended to be part of like scripted missions as well.
Yeah.
So you didn't get that sense of planning it out yourself, because it was like you'd go to the place and then it would say, okay, now move through this area, then kill these guards. Oh no, a chase has ensued, and then it would be so scripted that you by the time you got to killing the person, everyone killed that person the same way every time.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
you basically just run up to him, stab him with the hidden blade. It doesn't matter if you do it stealthily or conspicuously. Yeah. But I kind of get...
Tell him to requiesce in Pache
Yeah.
and then move on with your life.
Oh god, those bits in Assassin's Creed 1 were so long.
It's where they explained all the plot.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
It's not like they explained all the other stuff you did. The other stuff you did was just like follow people.
But it was a really, really good way to just kill the pacing of planning a mission, going through and carrying it out dead in its tracks.
Yep. That's Assassin's Creed 1.
Yeah.
Bad pacing.
I think the one thing about Assassin's Creed 1 was just the fact that it was the start of a new franchise, which made it...
Oh, yeah. Like, I remember I played it when it came out, and I thought it was incredible. Yeah. Like, walking around...
Loads of wild ideas.
Yeah, like, I could walk around in a city full of people and interact... Like, I could pat them on the back and move past them. That was awesome in 2009.
Touch their butt.
I could touch their butt.
Touch their butt, steal their money. It's the chant of the assassins. Touch their butt, steal their money. Yeah, no, it's loads of great ideas.
It suffers from the same thing as Grand Theft Auto, right? It's the whole... You can't go back to these things a lot of the time.
Oh, no, you can't.
Because if you spend if your gaming franchise is all about making another one, improving on it, and adding things that just make it a nicer experience, going back to old ones is just going to be difficult. Like, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
Unless you really fuck up.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, if for some reason you completely change it, then it's just going to be hard to go back.
But then what?
Especially. No, you go.
But then what you guys are all saying is that going back to Black Flag is awesome.
So yeah, this is what I was going to say. Is like it's this. There are some things you can go back to, and it's harder to go back, especially in things that are so mechanically driven. So the reason it's so hard to go back to Assassin's Creed 1 is because, yeah, it's got some rough pacing and stuff, but you could deal with the dodgy pacing if mechanically it was still up to scratch, if there was still actually enough depth there. But when you've played other Assassin's Creed games, there is, like, even with just 1 to 2, the amount of mechanical depth that they add to that game is so profound that going back to 1, where it's like, okay, you've got like a longsword and a hidden blade and like throwing knives and like your fists, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then you get all of that at the beginning of the game, and then you just have to go and do stuff. And usually it's like a bunch of shitty side quests to then go and do one interesting mission. And then Assassin's Creed 2 puts so much more in that game that to go back is harder, whereas Assassin's Creed 4, you can totally go back to, even though it is like a 4-year-old game at this point,
but
because it has its own stuff going on.
Yeah, but like I've played Unity, which is the one right after, but I've not played any of the later ones, so I've not actually tried to go back from anything beyond that.
Yeah.
But also, Black Flag, I think it was... The next games didn't just follow on from Black Flag. It's almost its own sort of branch of the Assassin's Creed stuff, because it's got stuff that doesn't really come back into it, like all the pirate mechanics.
And like, I think it's Out of Anima stuff set up a bunch of plot lines that they just didn't continue either, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a strange game in the context of Assassin's Creed, because it does just a bunch of weird shit. Because it also, like, did you ever play Rogue?
No, that was the one that came out on 360 PS3.
The same year that Unity came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently that was
where you play
better than
Templar.
Unity.
I couldn't tell you. I haven't played either of them.
No, it's just what I heard was that it got overlooked, but was... Well, maybe it was because Unity came out with like bugs and issues. Maybe Rogue didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I think because Rogue was just like it just transplanted pretty much all the mechanics of 4 into like an Arctic setting, and you played as a Templar hunting down assassins, and you just you just bombed around in the ice on your ship, murdering fools. But I know Connor really liked it.
Yeah.
Connor played it. Yeah, because Connor always had more money than sense, and so I think he played both of them.
What a guy!
I think he quite liked Rogue. But yeah, I think Rogue is an interesting one because it's them going, okay, well with the main line, we're progressing it and we're doing all this weird stuff with Unity, but then we're also having this like stubby side branch on this previous generation where we're just gonna like fuck around, and having you play as a Templar is, well, in the context of Assassin's Creed, that's quite a significant story beat.
Yeah.
To have in your weird side game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do wonder why they did decide to do 2 games that year.
They just didn't want to leave the Xbox 360 and PS3 people in the dust, I guess.
They'd already been out for a year, hadn't they, those consoles?
Yeah. Wait, no.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
They'd been out for a year. Assassin's Creed 4 was a launch game. If not launch window.
Because I got Unity and 4 with my Xbox.
Yeah.
So I never actually played 4 until it was Games with Gold, because I don't think the code was in my box. But I was meant to get 4. But I got Unity, and I always forget that I actually got the Xbox One X pretty late.
Well, I mean, a year after it came out, considering this generation's easily going to last like 10 fucking years at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, although I'm not hopeful that my console's actually going to be able to run like Halo 6. They'll say it'll run it, but it's going to run it badly.
In SD.
Yeah, probably.
Do you like 480p, motherfucker? That's what it's going to say on the box.
If you get one that's not branded Xbox One X, it's just like, yeah, fuck you.
I think it'd be funny if you got one that wasn't Xbox One X branded and it was actually just a copy of Halo 3. They said, there we go. Enjoy.
This is all you do.
You didn't buy our really expensive console, so now you have to play what I'm going to imagine is probably going to be a better game.
Oh,
is that unfair?
I have such high hopes.
Before they've even announced Halo 6, is it unfair to just assume that Halo 3 is going to be better?
Halo 3 is a really good game.
Halo 3 is good, but I mean, Halo 5 is a good game. It's just got a shit story.
Yeah.
But mechanically, it's a really fucking brilliant game to play. So as long as they just focus on story and keep everything else the same, they could nail it.
I feel like there's one change they could make that would make the Halo community, they could make one change to Halo 6 from Halo 5, and the Halo community would be like, no, I was going to say black undersuits, and the Halo community would love it. They'd be like, yeah, it's alright, that's all we need.
Yeah, definitely. Black undersuits would fix everything.
What about no undersuits? Just Master Chief bombing around with like bits of green strapped directly to his skin.
As long as
but there's no cod pieces in it.
I was going to say, as long as that iteration of the armor had a cod piece, it might get away with it.
No cod piece. I want Master Chief cock hanging out, running around fighting the Covenant.
They all just immediately surrender.
God, they enhanced that as well.
Yeah. I don't know, if they just put the mechanics of Halo 5 and the story of Halo 4, you'd get a pretty sick game.
God, man, they need to sort that shit out. Halo 4 was so wicked. Fuck all the haters. Halo 4 was rad.
Yeah, it had shit multiplayer, but the campaign was sick as tit.
I was actually a big fan of the didact aspect of 4. Like, that totally should have been the arc of, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, it was meant to be, and then they changed it.
But you stick him in a black hole at the end of 4.
He doesn't die at the end of the 4. He's in the...
Oh, no, I have read that, actually, yeah. Yeah.
Although I think apparently with one of the latest releases, they might have just Jewel and Dharma'd him. And
Yeah, what I read was that they had a comic where he's revealed to be alive, and then they just kill him off at the end of that.
So I don't think he actually dies at the end of it, but I think in one of the latest ones, there's mention of the fact he might have just died.
Which is a shame, because I thought he was a really cool villain. Like,
yeah,
there's something quite odd for a villain. Like, yeah, he's just been festering for 100,000 years, waiting to take his revenge.
That's a long time. Talk about revenge as a dish best served cold.
Yeah. Yeah, like the human empire that he fought when he was put into his, like, meditation is gone. Like,
they don't even know about
exactly.
it.
Because that's the one where, in the middle of that game, you get enhanced to be, like, even more super than you already are, don't you?
Yeah.
You become, like, Chief 2, Super Chief.
Yeah, but nothing really...
It lets you survive the composer.
Yeah, that's it.
I kind of thought that's what they were going to do in 5, is reveal some more of that.
Yeah, I feel like... I imagine there was some behind-the-scenes stuff that made Halo 5 go a bit funny.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Because I can't understand why they'd let it go so weird otherwise.
Need to get Jason Schreier on that shit. He needs to do another one of his ridiculous fucking 5,000-word exposés on why everything's fucked in the video game industry.
Yeah.
Like the Destiny one he did and the Mass Effect one he did.
I'd really love to know what happened, because there was definitely something. Because, like, yeah. That campaign's just not... How did we end up talking about this?
Because Halo's sweet.
It's pretty cool.
Good stuff. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens with it, I guess.
It's just, it's funny, isn't it? I guess Assassin's Creed is if you're going to have a conversation about Assassin's Creed, you end up talking about franchises with lots of sequels, don't you?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Considering there are like 10 of those fucking games. 9, maybe.
9.
1, 2,
10 now.
1, 2, 3,
10,
4.
not including all the, like,
Brotherhood,
2D versions.
Revelations, Unity, Syndicate, Rogue, and Origins. Yeah, 10.
That's not even including all their weird little side ones they did.
No, that's just like main console games.
Like the 2D
There's, like,
ones
China
and shit.
India.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah, like
Mate.
Chronicle,
Fucking
they
hell.
called Assassin's Creed Chronicle or something.
Indeed.
They're alright. They're a bit there. Oh, and shit, there's fucking Liberation as well, or Liberty or whatever. The PS Vita one that came to...
Yes.
They made a HD version of.
See, there's a hella Assassin's Creed.
Mm.
Good golly.
It's probably too much.
Yes. Well,
Probably, yeah.
they have just come back from a unusual year's hiatus.
Mm.
Or I suppose 2
So
years.
think,
but-
the number of video games that go years and years and years without getting a sequel, and it's weird that we went 1 year without an Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like how I remember when James Bond: Die Another Day came out. It was like, oh my god, it's the 20th Bond film. Like these started in the 60s, and now it's like Marvel are like, yeah, we're releasing Black Panther next year. That's our 20th film. It's like, god damn, that started 9 years ago.
Mm.
That's kind of what Assassin's Creed have done,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Iron Man came out in 2008, didn't it?
Yeah.
God damn. And they've got more money than everyone else on the planet put together.
They really did well off of Iron Man. Holy
It's
shit.
because it's a solid
Sweet
film.
fucking movie, to be fair.
Yeah.
Still holds up.
Robert Downey Jr. really flipped it around as well.
Yeah, he was in Iron
Yeah.
Man and Tropic Thunder that year.
Shit, did Tropic Thunder come out?
2008, yeah.
God damn, Tropic Thunder's so damn good.
I forget that that's Robert Downey Jr. every time I go back to it.
I wish Tropic Thunder had spawned 19 sequels.
I wanted to see an actual Satan's Alley film.
They should make each film that's referenced in that film. They should.
Yeah, the Jack Black one looked really bad.
Yeah.
That's just fucking. Oh, what is it? Like the Nutty Professor's family.
Yeah,
or whatever they
the
call it.
Crumps.
The Crumbs.
Yeah.
Not even Nutty Professor. Same idea.
No, it was Nutty Professor 2, The Crumps, I believe.
Oh, was
Yeah,
it? Okay.
something like that.
I guess that film already.
Mystery solved.
Yeah. I wonder what Assassin's Creed will do next, because I haven't really been paying much attention to the release of Origins, so I don't know how well it's been reviewed or how well it's doing commercially. But
I think it's done quite well commercially.
Yeah.
I think critically it's done fine.
I wonder if they'll go back to a yearly release. I wonder if there'll be a 2018 release, or if they'll say, no, this works, we'll do one every 2 years.
I'd be well surprised.
They might make like an extra thing for it.
Yeah, I mean,
like a Destiny Taken
release
King
DLC or
type
something.
thing.
Like a what?
Like
sorry?
a Destiny the Taken King type deal.
Yeah.
That would probably be a good idea, actually.
Yeah, or even just like, because they've done Liberty Cry and things like that, haven't they? They've done like little 8-hour like chunks of gameplay within the same kind of universe.
Mhm.
So I could maybe see that as opposed to an entire new Assassin's Creed.
I reckon the next one is going to be Ancient Greece.
I think there's some ancient Greek
and then,
shit in Origins, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I reckon
you hang out with some Greeks.
I reckon it'll be the next one will be Greece, and you're going to hang out with Plato, and then maybe they'll do like a
Socrates is going to make you a hidden blade.
Hell yeah! And then I would
He's gonna show you his hidden.
like in
It'll be like, yo, Socrates, hook me up.
loot crates. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if how like the original games went medieval, like Crusades to Italian Renaissance, American Revolution, and sort of went forward chronologically like that. I wouldn't be surprised if starting with Origins, they go back to whatever it is, like 3000 BC, however far back, and then do another slow crawl forward through like ancient Greece, ancient Rome. Like the dawn of Christianity, maybe, that kind of period.
Make Assassin's Creed Primal, and they take all that mental shit they made for Far Cry, and you just like fight saber-toothed tigers.
And you just have the hidden shiv.
A saber-toothed tiger.
The hidden shiv.
They have, I guess, yeah, it was shivs, really, wasn't it? Back in.
Yeah, it's just a bit of stone that deploys out of your wrist.
Assassin's Creed Shogun would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's been the one everyone's asked for years, hasn't it?
They always talk about that, yeah.
And now they're not. They can't do it next year, or if they haven't started the next one, they won't start a Japanese one now because fucking Sony have just announced Sucker Punch's new thing.
Yeah, that game looked awesome. Tsushima. Or rather, that trailer made me really excited.
Yeah. That trailer made me think, man, ninjas are cool. Yeah, Feudal Japan would be a good one for definite. I don't know.
Maybe
where else
like
would be cool?
Norse.
There's not enough stuff, though, is there?
There's trees.
God of War's already sort of done the whole. They're doing the Norse thing now. You don't want to like you're copying God of War.
I reckon it'd be cool if they did what they've just done with, like, sort of Europe, and started now in Africa instead.
What do you mean? What they've done with Europe?
So they started in. They started in. I can't remember where the first one's set, but then they moved to Italy and
the first one's in.
The first one's set in Jerusalem.
Yeah, it's like Jerusalem, Acre, and I can't remember where. It's like this is the Holy Land.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool if they did like sort of the progression, like you're saying, the progression through. This again, but it's just in a different place.
Yeah, I think like
they could even do, although I guess they wouldn't because it's all about being a history game. But it would be cool if they did like an alternate history kind of thing.
Yeah,
but I doubt they would.
There have been. I think there was some weird rumours they were going to do like a World War one at one point.
Yeah,
because that's probably the latest you could go, isn't it?
Yeah, you could definitely go no later than that. I mean, Unity's already pushed it too far with the amount of guns.
What, with like the rifles and stuff?
Yeah, like there are points you can't fight big groups of people in Unity because there's enough people with guns that you just have to run away.
They just stand in a circle around you and shoot you with muskets till you die.
Yeah, it's really annoying. So you can't really go any further than that. But I think that the World War II thing was referenced in those real life bits of 4 or Unity as well.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But like, I don't know. I think there's stuff they could still do, but I guess they are running out, aren't they?
Running out of good historical periods to
No,
go
there's
murder people in.
There's bare history.
But good
yeah,
ones.
But you also need a good environment. There's like, because you could say like do Native American or sort of Mayan or something, but there's no the trees are boring. Fuck trees.
Yeah, you need a hook. Even if like if that hook is sweet ancient cities, or if that hook is sweet boats. But you need a hook.
Atlantis.
Yeah.
Oh,
Underwater
man.
assassination.
That would actually probably be pretty cool.
That'd be really bizarre. They just started bringing in slightly more and more
Mythical
non-fiction or fiction into it, even
Yeah.
non-real
Yeah.
magicians. That'd be
Assassin's
cool.
Creed Space Pirates.
Yeah.
Do Assassin's Creed Discworld. That's what I want to see. I want to play as the patrician, and he's the fucking assassin.
He's the fucking assassin.
Well, he's the assassin.
That's a whole
The
other
fucking
game.
was just for hyperbole.
A whole different game.
That's
A very different rating.
yeah. That one's really good with rum.
This Assassin's Creed game says it contains strong sexual imagery.
Huh.
It's the long-standing Ubisoft tradition of making games that have boobs in that totally surprise you. Like the end of Far Cry 3.
That happens in Far Cry 4 as well, right? The weird spiritual boob bits.
Yeah. It's just... Sometimes there's boobs in Far Cry games and it's really weird. It always throws me off whenever it happens because it seems totally unexpected. In a game that is almost 80% about stalking through the jungle hunting wild boars with explosive rounds in your sniper rifle, for it to then just suddenly have tits is a bit weird.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think we've drained our Assassin's Creed talking pool, haven't we?
We've exhausted Assassin's Creed. I don't know, Assassin's Creed 4 is really good. Tom, play it. Everyone else who listens, which is nobody, play it. Just shouting, play it into the emptiness of the internet.
Matt might play it. Maybe Matt's already played it.
He's bad though, he keeps falling off the boat.
He is bad at it. Oh no, we've just alienated our one listener. God damn.
Well.
Right, chaps.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's been a good discussion, to be fair.
We spoke about Assassin's Creed for quite a long time.
And pirates and rum in general.
Gotta love
I'm proud of
rum.
us.
There's an efficiency to rum as an alcohol that I really appreciate. It's like alcohol is made by fermenting sugar. And so rum is just like, let's just ferment sugar. Let's not fuck around with fruit or grain and try and get there. Let's just ferment sugar. And you go, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, but it's kind of like
good
a
on you.
vegetable, isn't it?
It is kind of like a vegetable. It's cane sugar.
Yeah. I wonder if you could ferment sugar
If we
beet.
start talking about rum, I'm gonna stop recording.
Okay, right. Excellent. That has been episode 6 of Shouting Over Static, a video game show and tell project. I have been Mark, and I have been joined by Dylan, Jack, and Tom. Guys, it has been wonderful.
It's been good.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.